What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Saturday, the 31st of January, 2015, last day of January. Hope it's been good for you so far. Sorry I've been gone all week. I've just been busy doing a number of other projects, but I did save a lot of links for you this week. As always, the first link below is going to take you to the Blogspot. That's where you can find all this madness. Should be a long report this week. Let's start off with big news this weekend. NORAD to patrol skies over the Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow. NORAD, if something goes down, I hope you do a better job than you did on 9/11. Speaking of that, we got militarized security prepared for the Super Bowl, says RT. I'll put a link to that. I don't really care who's playing or who wins. I'll be watching for the false flag factor. A lot of you guys know, anytime you have a bunch of people gathered, always be alert, be on guard for a false flag. Other news going on, jet headed to Dayton, Ohio, makes emergency landing. Something about something in the smoke in the cockpit. I don't know, something with that. We also had from CNN, fighter jets escort 2 passenger planes after bomb threat. I think this came in on social media. This is out of Atlanta. Put a link to that. A number of threats this week toward the airlines on social media, I hear. Delta Airlines says pilot locked out of cockpit in flight from Minnesota to Las Vegas. Apparently he couldn't get something wrong with the door mechanism. The co-pilot safely landed the plane. Strange story. MH370, Malaysia declares flight disappearance an accident. We never found the plane. I don't know how you can consider it an accident, especially with all the strange stuff surrounding. The plane went this way. No, it went that way. I guess it's an accident, though. From the BBC, I put a link to it. Hawaii News Now, other news going on. Operator of drone over D.C. works for intelligence agency. You hear about this drone that crashed on the White House lawn? I heard everything from the guy was drunk to a malfunction of the drone. I wonder if he still has his job with an intel agency. I'll put a link to that. Meanwhile, Secret Service sleep at the switch once again, but the White House says Secret Service is ready for drone attacks now. This January 28th from The Hill. Very strange story indeed. Fired Fox employee kills himself at Fox News Corp headquarters, says network ruined his life. Well, I wouldn't doubt that. Put a link to that. What do they know? Why are so many of the super wealthy preparing their bug out locations? January 27 from End of the American Dream. I don't know the website, but FYI. Department of Justice, Watergate or worse, criminal conspiracy allegations strike highest levels of Obama DOJ. Put a link to that from Bearing Arms. And are you ready for this? Yes, Hillary is running for president 2016 from the Daily Mail. Put a link to that. Oh, Hillary, I got the perfect campaign slogan. What difference does it make? Over to financial news, how the Dow Jones Industrial Average fared on Friday. Looks like the Dow was down 251 points. Closed the week down 507 points. 17,164 Dow. What's happening to you? I thought I was going to see 19,000 there for a minute. Oil jumps on weaker dollar. Traders are weary of the stock build. This from Reuters on January 27. Oil was only up a couple dollars or whatever. Fed stays patient, but rate hikes are coming. This from CNN Money. Be advised. I'll let the computer catch up here. Report says IBM employees are bracing for massive layoffs starting next week. Tens of thousands of workers are going to be out of work or some nonsense, but the job market is steady growing. S&P downgrades Russia's credit rating to junk. This from RT. Put a link to that from the Wall Street Journal. We got Russia's SB Bank stops client withdrawals. There's no date on this. I'm not going to subscribe to your website to see the date. Anyway, I'll put a link to that. Hard times. China's economic miracle comes to an end. This from We Are Change on January 25th. What's going on in China? U.S. signs $2 billion loan guarantee deal with Ukraine this January 28th from RT. As a citizen of America, I didn't get a vote on that. Business Insider says Russian central bank deputy head shoots 3 dead in the far east of the country before killing himself. So more dead banking people this week. Let's see. We got one more here, actually. We got cheerful Dutch financier becomes 4th ABN AMRO banker, whatever that is. Suicide. Another one suicided. From HuffPost, we got legal marijuana is the fastest growing industry in the United States, says report. You want to get high? Put a link to that. And speaking of that, pot is making Colorado so much money, they literally have to get some back to the residents. Yes, I seem to be slurring my speech, but I'm not drunk, I tell you. I'm just super serial about all that's going on. Over to New World Order and Police State News. We got 2 teens trying to earn some extra cash. Shoveling snow shut down by police in New Jersey. How dare you think you're going to shovel snow and make money? Meanwhile, another family under investigation after letting children walk home alone from the park. This Fox 13 out of Salt Lake City. They got a video report on that. Any excuse they can use to bring in family services on you. We got handcuffs and leg shackles and tasers, the new face of punishment in public schools. This from We Are Change on January 28. No doubt, cops kidnapping random people off the street, forcing them to be jurors. Apparently, if they don't have enough people for jury duty around this country, they just pick people up off the street. You have no choice, slaves, submit. NYPD unveils new anti-terrorism unit to deal with protesters. Wait, anti-terrorism unit to deal with protesters? Protesters are now terrorists. From SHTFplan.com, we got nationwide ban on personal body armor proposed in Congress. 10 years imprisonment. Imprisonment. 10 years if you're caught with body armor. That's just a proposal, though. TSA could start snooping on social media to speed up security screenings this January 26 from RT. Got one from The Guardian. European counter-terror plan involves blanket collection of passengers' data. All kinds of data they're going to collect on anyone flying through the airport. New World Order. Bill Gates says we need a new world government. January 27, 2015, being reported by Investment Watch. Does that shock anyone? Meanwhile, I thought we were all crazy. CNN editorial calls for a North American Union. Put a link to it. Speaking of that, we got DHS agents instructed to help immigrants get deportation relief. DHS agents. One more USA Today columnist calls for the arrest and imprisonment of vaccine skeptics, of course. You know how many years we've been telling people that history was repeating. Now you have government-controlled mainstream media putting out stories talking about if you don't trust the government to give you a vaccine, you should be in prison. Over to World War III news. Detainee swap for Bergdahl suspected of militant activities, January 30. CNN has a video report on that. You mean the guy we let out of Gitmo went back to war against the United States? Nobody saw that coming. Islamic State video warns Obama, we will cut your head off in the White House. This being reported by the Washington Times. No comment. Put a link to that. Stars and Stripes has 1,000 paratroopers from 82nd Airborne headed to Iraq this week. That came out on January 25th. I thought we already had. Is this in addition to what we already got? I don't know. No boots on the ground. Aircraft carrier Stennis has biggest ordnance since 2010. This came out on the 26th by Zero Hedge. Put a link to that. 3 men are charged with serving as secret agents for Russia in New York. January 26th from the New York Times. I got a second link on that. Putin just sent nuclear bombs over the English Channel. This came out from Yahoo News yesterday. Put a link to that. They're quoting someone else. RT has Kiev used barrier squads to prevent troops from retreating. They fired on their own troops to keep them from retreating. Iran promises to collapse the Zionist regime following airstrike. That came out January 23rd. We got U.S. drone kills 12-year-old in Yemen. I'll put a link to that. And we got this. U.S. won't admit to killing a single civilian in the ISIS war. Well, of course not. Or as Hillary Clinton would say, what difference does it make? From the Hill, we got North Korea calls Obama a loser. Those rare occasions when I actually agree with North Korea. Meanwhile, check this out. Dennis Rodman invites Seth Rogen to North Korea, says Kim Jong-un treated me very nicely. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news now. The USGS is only reporting one significant quake in the past week of 5.7 out of California. Had a 6.8. That was back on 123. I'll put this link from USGS. Big quakes on the left, small quakes on the right. A lot of small quakes going on out there. Some people are telling me there's also some action at Yellowstone. I don't have a link on that, but you can Google that to find that out. Meteorologists apologize for a huge blizzard miss. This from CNBC. Indeed, the next link is going to be to The Sun. Blizzard slams Boston area, spares New York despite predictions. They shut down the subway. They took all kinds of measures for what? A bust? In my opinion, some sort of drill. It was crazy. They even asked National Grid to cut power to some coastal communities because there might be an electrical fire. So you're going to put people in the dark in the middle of a blizzard. I didn't think that made much sense. I'll put a link to that story as well. At the same time, we had astronauts. Astronaut sees huge winter storm from space. I'll put a link to that at space.com. Pretty cool photos there. And while that was going on, asteroid that flew past the Earth had a moon. We had a big asteroid fly by. Didn't endanger the Earth, but it did have a moon with it that nobody saw until it came whizzing by. Put a link to that. Other news going on. Lakes in Greenland completely drain in just weeks. This January 24 from Mysterious Universe. Don't know what's up with that. National Geographic reports mass deaths of seabirds in western U.S. Unprecedented. Don't see a date on this. January 23rd. A lot of birds dying off. Meanwhile, sea lions are starving to death in mass numbers. This January 27 from the San Diego local. Natural News reports West Coast Orcas experiencing 100% infant mortality rate as radiation from Fukushima drifts across the ocean. No doubt. We're only seeing the beginning of this. Millions of GMO insects could be released in the Florida Keys. That come out January 25 from the AP. Well, that sounds like a great idea. Speaking of insects, look at this. Hartford professor says government mosquito drones will extract your DNA. And as if the normal news isn't strange enough, over to strange and bizarre news. Warning this week, some of this stuff is very disturbing. Police find human remains in suitcase on San Francisco sidewalk. This from MSN News 2 days ago. Mom finds a weird creature in the bottom of the tuna can. Be advised, if you eat tuna, you want to see that article. ABC News has Utah parents who killed themselves and their children feared apocalypse. This January 27, 2015. What the hell is the matter with people? Meanwhile, nun gives birth to baby without knowing she was pregnant. Well, did she have sex? I don't know. Immaculate conception? Weird story. From Como News, Olympia mother arrested 3 children suffer wounds to their neck. Apparently she was trying to slash her children's necks. I'm telling you, some of this is very disturbing. Another disturbing one here. Woman arrested for drowning 3-week-old puppy in airport bathroom after she was told she couldn't bring it on the plane. So she killed a puppy to get on a plane. Put a link to it. KWTX.com has accidental gun discharge at jail. Strikes suburban police officer. This is out of, I don't know, Waco police officer. I'll put a link to that somewhere down in Texas, January 30. Be advised. Naked sniper on the rooftop in Palm Beach. Apprehended by a SWAT team. People taking off their clothes again. Boy charged $25 for skipping friend's birthday party. Did his family do anything wrong? Question mark. I don't know, from Yahoo News. Students forced to expose underwear for inspection. Apparently somebody took a dump on the gym floor, and the school decided that they need to see inside everybody's underwear. I don't know. What the hell's going on? We Are Change has this. Impossible physics managed to slow down light inside a vacuum. Right on January 25, 2015. And one more. Be advised, Google's Atlas robot severs its power cord. AI technology on the loose. For all other news, please check out my favorite videos. I have favorited lots of videos over the past week. Thank you to everybody who puts out content, keeping me informed. I do appreciate it. At least pull it up, check over the title, see if there's anything over there you don't know about. Got some shout-outs this week. Shout out to Lone Star 1776 and Kent Hovind. I am not aware of this Kent Hovind situation, but Rudy has been putting out lots of videos on this situation. Apparently, an innocent man has been imprisoned over some discrepancy with the IRS. I need to look into it myself, but definitely check out Rudy's video. He's got the info on that. Shout out to Jam Noise 72. You got to check out her video. Office puts RFID chips under staff skin. They are bringing in the RFID, and oh my God, look, you can open the door with it. You can use the copier. Check out her video. She's got the details on that somewhere over in the UK. Shout out to SmokinJoeTrainer. Put out a great video, Financial Checkmate, and it's good to see you, man. 10 minutes long. Definitely good information in that video. You definitely want to have a listen to that. That's all I got, guys. If you'd like to report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst of YouTube. You never want to see it again. Please rate, though. It helps me move around. I do appreciate it. You can also follow me on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter for live show alerts, breaking news alerts, new upload alerts. Always posted over there as soon as they're up. Man, what a week of madness. I've had to shoot this video in several segments because I've had so many links to give you. I hope it's not too long. I don't know how long the finished product's going to be, but I won't take up any more of your time. You guys take care. Stay safe. Remain vigilant. Super Bowl Sunday. Who knows? Something might go down. Probably not, but, you know, remain vigilant nonetheless. Have a good weekend. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good week. Have a good rest of the weekend. You know what I mean. I'll see you guys on the next one.